everybody, Ben in Beta, and I just wanted to give a quick update on the Tacoma and specifically the Falken Wildpeak AT4W tires and how they've been performing so far this winter. Rue is in the back here riding with me to her new home. She has gotten to see it once before, so hopefully she'll be kind of excited about it. She's going to have a backyard again, which she hasn't had for quite a few years, so I think she'll be happy about that. So I'm driving right now to our new home in Salt Lake City, and on the freeway, they're great. I don't think they're any louder than AT4Ws I had in the SL rating before on the highway, so that's great, and they ride really comfortably, so no problems there. I'm really enjoying that. I already made this trip one other time to look at the house, and during that trip, we actually ran into snow both on the way there and the way back. We took Highway 70, and those of you who know, Highway 70 is often going to have snow on it, and especially around the Eisenhower Tunnel, that kind of thing. And it was pretty snowy, kind of slick, and honestly, the tires performed really well. At first, I put it in four-wheel drive on one spot, and I really just didn't need it, so I put it back into two-wheel drive, and it handled it just fine. And that was with nothing in the back at all, so there was really no weight on the tires. Really happy with how they performed. Due for my 10,000 mile service, so it'll be an oil change, tire rotation. I'm gonna have them look at the tailgate to see if we can have that fixed as well. I also want to see if they're going to be able to reset my tires to be 33 inches, so that way I know how fast I'm going without having to kind of make that mental calculation, and I will know better what my actual gas mileage is as well. So hopefully they are able to take care of that while I'm there for that 10,000 mile service. I'll have another update soon on the Kuat rack. The panel kit did arrive, and I'm really excited to share more about that, but I can't just yet. So definitely excited to talk more about that, and it made the move really easy because everything's locked up in the back and pretty secure and shouldn't be wet or dirty or anything like that, which is nice too. The bad part about that is I can't see out the back of my vehicle anymore, so I have to use my mirrors for everything, which I've done in the past, so it's not a big deal, but I did lose my digital rearview mirror. I could relocate that, but I'm probably not going to do that. So that's the update on the Kuat side. You'll hear a lot more about that coming very soon, hopefully. As far as the rest of the truck is gone, everything is still really good after 10,000 miles. Honestly, other than the no software updates, that kind of thing, just nothing else has really changed there, so it's not much of an update on it. Other than that 10,000 miles, everything's going really well. When we were out here recently to close on our house, we rented a vehicle, and it was a Chevy Equinox, and that had Android Automotive in it. That was the first time I've ever used Android Automotive. I actually liked it quite a bit, except it doesn't work very well in a rental car because you always have to use the demo mode. But it was a kind of a cool system, and the first time seeing Android Automotive in action, so I did enjoy that a little bit. I was going to take some video of it, but honestly, I just didn't have a lot of time running around and doing stuff. But definitely, I do like the Toyota system and how that works. Wish they would update some of the driver information stuff and just make sure that they've got all their software kind of updated for wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay. I know some other people have said they've had problems with the system wirelessly. Wired, it works pretty well, unless my phone overheats. So if you're having problems with wireless, just wire up and you'll be fine. One other aspect I do want to update everybody on, if you don't know much about it, is the driver assistance features that you get in a lot of new vehicles today, but the Toyota ones specifically. So again, when I rented that vehicle, that one also had, lane keep assist. It had all kind of the same features, but Toyota's lane keep assist really keeps you right in the center of the lane. I'm really impressed with that. And you can see that it does give you a message if you take your hands off the wheel. You just got to touch it again. But basically, even though I'm hands-free right now, we're right in the center of the lane. That just makes driving a long trip like this, like 650 miles, really pretty easy. Most vehicles that have adaptive cruise, that works pretty well, but I found, again, in that rental vehicle with the Chevy, I would get some occasional phantom braking, which I don't know why that happened, but it did. That doesn't ever happen in a Toyota. I haven't had that happen, I don't think, even one time. Then you've got your other driver's assistance features, which is like the mirrors here, which this is now helpful because I can't see. I'll see if you can kind of see in the mirror there, because I'm completely blocked out the back and you can't see anything out of the rearview mirror. It's really important to know when people are in your blind spot, so the blind spot monitor is obviously really good. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like driver assistance features, but man, are they great for long trips like this. They make it so much easier on the driver. So then you could just listen to an audio book or some podcasts or music or whatever and just kind of enjoy that, take in the scenery. And it just makes trips like this so much easier. If you've never tried a vehicle with driver assistance features, or if you just always shut them off, don't. They're pretty good. Now, the one area where driver assistance features sometimes fail is in weather conditions that are like snowy, because what'll happen is the radar system in the front will get clogged with snow, and when that happens, then it shuts off. Now, with the Toyota system, you can shut off adaptive cruise and just do regular cruise if you want. If you want to use adaptive cruise again, you actually have to clear the ice off and stuff of that sensor. So if that ever happens to you, it's probably what's going on. And if you're in conditions like that, probably you shouldn't be using cruise control at that moment anyway. But you just have to clear it off when it's all clear again. So that's just something to note about the driver assistance feature. So if you long press on the mode button, it'll change it to regular cruise control instead of adaptive. So if I press this button, it's adaptive. Now it's regular cruise control mode. And so if I set this, it's just going to keep me right at 80 no matter what, and not use the sensors. And if I push it again, I'm back into adaptive cruise control mode. So that's how that works if you have a Toyota system anyway, or at least a Tacoma system or one like this. So that Tundra, whatnot, all the newer ones are going to be similar to that. So I hope that driver's assistance stuff was a little bit helpful too. So I just want to give you an update on a couple different things with the Tacoma, just how things are going so far, AT4Ws and how they're performing in these long trips in the winter, that kind of thing, as well as a little bit about the driver's assistance systems. If you haven't used those before, you're not sure about whether you would want something like that or want to use them. And I basically just want to tell you why I like them and how they work in here, maybe in comparison to some other vehicles. So anyway, this is a pretty quick update video, but if you're wondering if the AT4Ws are good in winter, they are. The one area where they're not as great is in hard packed snow or ice. For example, going up a driveway that has ice on it, you're pretty much going to have to put it in four-wheel drive or have some momentum getting into the driveway. I'm not sure that's a lot different than any other tires, but I have noticed that. So on hard-packed ice and snow, they don't grip in the rear very well. They might do better with some weight on them, I'm not sure, but that's just something to note. Just like snow or slush or that kind of thing, they're really good. And I think anybody who picked up the AT4Ws would be really happy with them. So let me know in the comments if you guys had any more questions. I'd love to answer. But I have to say again, after several thousand miles on these tires, I'm really, really happy with them. Even in the E-rated, I was a little bit worried about that being stiffer or whatever, and it's great. They ride great. They're a great tire. So I think anybody who picks them up is going to be really happy with them. And I just wanted to give you an update on that. And also on the Tacoma, so 10,000 mile service is coming up soon. We'll see how that goes, and I'll let you know all about that. Remember, these videos do take time and effort to make, so please hit that subscribe button, share this video out with anybody who might be interested in a Tacoma or new tires for their truck. Don't forget to like the video as well. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, live your life in beta, and we'll see you next time.